All right, perfect. So hi everybody. Again, my name's Meg. I am the associate editor at Delaware Today, and glad there's a lot of West Coasters on the call. My boyfriend is actually from Southern California, and he lives here in Delaware with me. So I'm like California adjacent because of him. He grew up in Palm Springs. So yeah, I will share my screen so we can get. Oh, Kevin, it is not letting me screen share.
Okay, I think we just have to give you permission to
Okay.
screen share. Stacy, you got it? Okay, looks like she's got it.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, already's moving around on my screen here. Whoa, there we go. Okay,
All right.
I'm gonna mute myself.
All right, perfect. So yeah, I'm super excited to talk to you guys about Delaware and everything we have to offer here. So I have lived in Delaware for about a year now. I moved here in July. I'm originally from the Pennsylvania area, but I've lived a couple different places. Maryland, close to the Delaware border, Louisiana for college. But very excited to be in Delaware and being an editor for Delaware Today. When I chose to move here, I mean, I had to stay in the northern region of the state just because Delaware Today's office is located here in Wilmington. So that kind of had me stay to this area to look for an apartment. I am just myself, my boyfriend, and one cat. So we are our needs were definitely just looking for an apartment with the space that we needed. We are very much city oriented people. We love to be around a lot of hustle and bustle. So we wanted to find something in Wilmington that had a lot of walkability. So that led us into the downtown Wilmington area. If you guys haven't been able to visit Market Street yet, that's kind of about where we are. And is known in the Wilmington area as a street that is constantly changing with new restaurants and apartments. Basically every block has an apartment building, and they're all owned by almost the same company, but they all look slightly different. And most of you seem like you have housing situations set up, so I won't go too much into that, but we found a perfect place in the Market Street area to be, and it was great, being able to walk to restaurants, walk to shops. It's about a 15-minute drive for my work. My boyfriend has no drive. He can walk, which is fantastic. And of course, the riverfront is right near us. So if we want to drive or walk to that as well, and all the other neighborhoods. So, that's kind of where we are. Reason we moved is for Delaware Today Magazine, who I work for. I'll touch a little bit about what we do if you haven't been able to see us online or in our print edition. But we are a monthly lifestyle, arts and culture, food magazine. We cover the entire state, so all 3 counties of Delaware. And, we try to keep everybody in the know as to what's happening with updated food to drink, arts and culture events, whether they were, in person a couple months ago or now virtually or drive-in. And, we also talk about fashion, health and wellness, different things that are happening within the state. Our June issue had a big topic on Delaware's bicycling scene and how that's continued to grow. And our issue that is on stands right now, which is our July issue, is actually convenient probably for everybody because it is our Best of Delaware issue. So Best of Delaware we do every year in July, and everybody is able to go on and vote for a favorite fast food, favorite Mexican restaurant, favorite Italian restaurant. The list goes on and on, so many categories, boutiques as well, wellness, doctors, everything like that. And we scale that down through voting, and the issue comes out and everybody can see, who has won. You've probably seen a couple shops and restaurants promoting their wins this week and last, which is very exciting. And normally we throw a big party for Best of Delaware. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do that this year because of COVID precautions. But we've been able to pivot the party into a Best of Delaware week, which will be the end of July into August 1st. And you will see different restaurants and boutiques promoting their wins and being able to go there for specific deals or programs that they're doing throughout the week. And we will be putting out fun videos with some of the winners as well. So you'll see my face even more if you're able to see any of those, because I am going out and interviewing some of the winners and talking to them about what they do. So
Meg, we do try from Connect Delaware pre-COVID. We were trying to get copies of the Best of Delaware and giving those to our new members as they move to the area. So we'll try to figure that out to get that. I know the new version just came out in the last week, right? Something like that. So we'll try to figure that out to get those copies out to everybody. But it is a fantastic resource. If definitely follow online, follow social media for Delaware Today, but then also we'll try to get everybody a copy of the Best of Delaware. And I would recommend when you're in the grocery store, at some point you see that they are, grab it because they have such great topics in terms of all things Delaware, and it's a great resource.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. And we've put the issue online most recently as well because of COVID precautions. So you can see it in a term book style. You can subscribe, so it goes right to your mailbox, and you don't have to worry about if other people have been touching anything in the grocery store. And we also have an e-newsletter that you can sign up for that comes out 3 times a week, and a beach newsletter that comes out one time a week. So that's my little spiel about who I work for. But to get into, what I cover primarily at Delaware Today is food. I love food. I love being a food writer. Unfortunately, this time has kind of limited our ability to celebrate restaurants, but it's still great because everybody within the state in the restaurant world has been able to join together and find a way to still offer people their great food, whether it's via takeout or outside dining or what it may be. So when you are able to head out or order takeout, Market Street is definitely a big stop for food. You have so many places along this street that range from fast casual to fine dining. You've probably heard a couple names in the fine dining sphere of Bardea Food and Drink. They're kind of a neo-Italian restaurant who has recently branched out into offering people full family meals. And they kind of don't just lie in the Italian category. They most recently did like a barbecue chicken one. Yesterday they did a lobster roll sandwich. So they've really tried to adapt to this new world of being able to offer you a 3-course meal that you can bring home, which is fantastic. If you're like me and you've been cooking every night and you're like, I can't cook anymore. But La Fia, also here on Market Street, is another French Mediterranean style restaurant. They are definitely also known in the fine dining area of Delaware and offer a great intimate setting. Both of these restaurants have outdoor seating if you guys are okay with heading to a restaurant to dine out. But both have opened up for takeout. Also along Market Street, we have Stitch House Brewery, which is great if you're really into different kinds of beer, but they also do great sandwiches, great salads, great big plates, and the beer you can take home in growlers. So if you are able to try a beer there and you really like it on the flight, they can certainly package it up and you can have it at home. Some other great spots on our street: DeMio's Pizzeria, if you're really into pizza. El Diablo does great burrito bowls, burritos, tacos. And then we also have Merchant Bar, which unfortunately is closed, but as restrictions lift, they hope to reopen and are a small plate and bar atmosphere. If you head down to the riverfront, I know that Herbert mentioned that he is vegan. If you haven't tried Drop Squad Kitchen, they are a vegan soul food restaurant and they're fantastic. And they are located on the riverfront. They have a great view of the river as well along the trail, so you can grab a bite to eat and go walk. Right there is also Ubon Thai. And then some bigger restaurants at the riverfront include Del Pez Mexican Gastropub, Big Fish Grill, Iron Hill Brewery, and then two new places that are a little bit more grab and go, which have opened last week and will open later this summer. Last week, the Riverfront Bakery just opened. They are a boutique bakery style spot where you can grab coffee and various different bakery items like croissants, quiches, different things like that. And then later this summer, we will also be getting the Juice Joint, which is a fresh pressed juice restaurant down there. And they'll be doing, along with juices, some salads and some toast, like avocado toast and things like that. So the riverfront is also a great spot to eat. And some of the restaurants have great views of the river, great outdoor seating. So that's always a great spot. Trolley Square is also an area that's a little bit more residential, but has great restaurants. You have things like Catherine Rooney's up there. There's a new poke place that opened right before the pandemic happened. And they do great things up there. Brouhaha, which you've probably seen all over the northern Delaware area, has a spot up there. There's a Greek place, there's another El Diablo, so really good grab and go, but also sit down options. Another Mexican place is up there. So really, northern Delaware has exploded with food options. I think is kind of my gist of all of this. There's so many different options that you can get, and you know, it really doesn't stop within these three neighborhoods that I mentioned. There's also Torbert Street Social, which is here in the Wilmington area. Constitution Yards, which is at the riverfront, which is a beer garden, outdoor food style spot. And you know, you can even go up further into the 202 area where we have El Camino and Taverna, near the new apartments that are up there, and then closer to Pike Creek, and of course Newark Main Street just reopened and looks all nice and beautiful, and there's outdoor dining there as well. So there's so many different options. I will say a great resource that Delaware Today has is we do keep a dining listing that not only ends up in the magazine, it has not been most recently because of all the restrictions with COVID, but I can provide Kevin a link to our list that we've done since COVID has started, which includes restaurants that are offering curbside takeout, delivery, and then also as they phased into dining, we've been able to update that way as well. So we have an entire running online resource there right now, and we always try to keep up. And when you are able to finally see our dining listings in print, we keep that by county, and then it goes by type of food. So whatever you're looking for, whether it's, you know, American, Italian, it's all there, which is fantastic.
I'm just curious, just to check on our audience. How many of you have, instead of done the delivery, have done the pickup or have done the eat outside? Anybody?
We've done a lot of pickup out here in Northern California, this certain.
Okay.
We have not, I've seen people starting to eat outside in the last couple weeks. They put a lot more tables outside at restaurants, but we haven't actually eaten at a restaurant for, I think, 3-4 months now.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody else?
We do pick up. I mean, we do pick up.
Okay.
And then we also have delivery.
Got it. Okay.
And most of our groceries, I mean, we buy stuff from, because we're in this part of Delaware where there's no Trader Joe's, there's no Whole Foods, there's no organic market. So you've got to like travel some distance to get things.
Mm-hmm.
Since we are Prime members, we get things delivered to us. And when I have to, I'm the warrior. I go out and I secure the food and stuff and decontaminate everything when I get home.
Yeah. Well, in the not so distant future, you'll have Wegmans off of 141, about a year away.
There's a new Sprouts. There's a Sprouts.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
202.
Yep. That's another one. You're exactly right.
That's an awesome place.
Yeah. That's a good spot. So good. So that sounds like everybody's either ordering or having it delivered. I don't think too many of us have eaten out at this point, including myself. I think that's probably a little bit of ways off, but hopefully we'll be able to get there soon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've only done it once actually. Dined at a restaurant outside. It's different from how you used to dine, but hopefully, you know, as time goes on, things start to, you know, feel a little bit more normal. But takeout is still great. We do take out all the time. So
Yeah.
Not to
Meg,
jump. Go ahead.
I was going to ask Meg, what were some of the differences? I heard that the waiters and waitresses wear masks, but were there anything else that was noticeably different from dining at the restaurant?
yeah. So there are a lot of restrictions that the state has made all the restaurants follow. They are supposed to be health inspected as well regularly by the state to make sure that these precautions are being followed for the safety of the staff and the guests. But some of the things they have to do, tables need to be 8 feet, people need to be 6 feet as they dine. As a customer, you have to wear a mask except for when you're sitting at your table. Up until June 15th, you had to make a reservation. Now they can take walk-ins, and you can also dine with people outside of your household. That was a phase 1 requirement, that you were supposed to only dine with people that you lived with. But, you know, other than that, they are required to sanitize all the tables after each guest has come in and out. Disposable items like menus, and you can say goodbye to the ketchup on the table. Every type of condiment, salt and pepper, ketchup, any type of sauce is either brought in a disposable container that they throw away or something that they can wash and put to their dishwasher. So there are a couple things that they need to follow. They've also been able to apply for expanded outdoor seating depending on where they are in Delaware. So for example, here in downtown Wilmington, they've expanded into some parking spaces, seating for some of the restaurants. And I know they're doing that as well with downtown Newark. And they're doing it in some areas of the beaches like Rehoboth. So they've been able to offer a little bit more outdoor dining. That way, if people don't feel comfortable being inside, then they have more options outside.
Meg, are they also requiring 1 server per table? I thought I had heard that, but I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, that I'm not exactly sure on. I do know that the only people who can transport food are waiters and waitresses. So you can't, as a customer, you can't go up to a bar and say, oh, okay, I'm here, I'm just grabbing my food and I'm gonna go sit.
Right.
Everything has to be the staff. Yeah.
Okay. All right, good stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so this is just, you know, some more food pics. As a food reporter, I always take my phone out when I eat and take photos of things. So we have Lafia, we have Demio's, and we have a pasta plate at Bardea that were taken all within this year. But along with food, you know, there are definitely a ton of other things that you can do in the Northern Delaware area. Within the riverfront area, you have the Children's Museum, which is fantastic. If you have kids at home and you want to take them out and let them explore. The Delaware Contemporary Museum has been able to do some shifting with their programming. They've put some art outside that you can drive by. They're working on being able to bring people in and, you know, have that exhibit experience again. The Blue Rocks are here, baseball team, but unfortunately that is not happening right now, but hopefully in the future, at some point, you could always watch a great baseball game. We also have the Delaware Art Museum, which is fantastic, and Winterthur and Mount Cuba, I know, have reopened their grounds. So if you love to look at art, but also some beautiful outdoor spaces, those are some fantastic places to go. A lot of this quarantine time, I've spent time outside. I'm not as much an outdoors person as I would like to be, but quarantine has allowed me to explore more of Delaware's parks and the state parks, and that has been fantastic, not only for exercise, but just to see a little bit more of the state and get some fresh air, which is great. And of course, Trolley Square and Market Street, along with their restaurants, have some boutiques and shopping that you can check out, and are some Best of Delaware winners as well. So they should have their doors open and offer some shopping. I don't know if there's anything that you guys have been able to check out while you've been here, or that you are hoping to do once things are reopened.
It's interesting. I read an article recently about the resurgence of walking and how many people are walking at this point this year as compared to last year. I think it's an increase of like 150%. And it's funny because in our neighborhood, we'll see people walk past that we're like, where did they come from? Because we've never seen them out before. Families even that are out, people on bicycles that are out. Finding bicycles is even a challenge with summer birthdays and things like that. So being outside really has become, safely outside has become an important part of our day. And it's nice to be out and enjoy. So this may not be 100% truthful, but I'm pretty sure that I read somewhere that Delaware has the largest grouping of botanical gardens in the country as a state. So there are quite a few gardens you can get out to. I know I was looking at, one of my favorites is Mount Cuba. So I was looking at Mount Cuba the other night because this is a pretty good time to get out and see flowers and see some of the butterfly caterpillars coming in and things like that. And they have a butterfly garden for those of you with kids. So they are, you have to make reservations and they're only open certain days, but you can certainly buy tickets and get there, and they're pretty economical. So that's a good spot. The other one is that we do have park passes for the state that you can buy for parking. I think it's $35 for residents. Totally worth it because there's so many parks you can go to that you don't have to stop and fill out the little card and then put the money in. You just drive through, they wave you through, and you're good. So for $35, you go 7 times, you've already paid for it.
Yeah.
But things to look forward to. I'm excited to get back to the riverfront. There's miniature golf there. I'm not sure if ice cream's coming back in the near future or not, but I can tell you that if you're in search of finding me out someplace, I can almost assure you that you'll find me at Del Pez at some point, because there's no one in my house that has a birthday that doesn't want to go to Del Pez or to take out from Del Pez. So it's one of our favorite spots. We haven't tried El Camino yet, but we will be soon. So there are quite a few. It's a great place to live for food, which I'm sure Meg would agree on. It's sort of the thing we don't really talk about in terms of Delaware. You think of innovation, you think of DuPont, you think of some of the bigger banks and tech companies that are starting up here in biotechs. But food is a really important industry in the state. And it's come from, I saw Liz posted something about Second Chances Farms, which is a phenomenal program where you can get your produce from them, and it's grown indoors, which is also interesting. So that's a new sort of vertical that's starting. But also the amount of opportunities to try different things. So one of the roles that Liz and I have both enjoyed, and Stacy as well, have enjoyed about Connect Delaware has been questions that come in, and now we have Meg too to help, of it's date night and this person's not here, so I can use this as an example. It's our anniversary at the end of this week and we need a place that's very specific. Can you recommend this? Here's what we need. By the way, I need a reservation probably for tomorrow. So those are things we see, and we can certainly help with those. But there's a lot of selection. So I'm looking forward to those being more available and more comfortable to go to in the near future too.
Yeah. And, along with the activities that are already in place, like the museums and the parks as well, we're starting to see some places be able to create events that promote social distancing or staying at home. So this weekend right now in Wilmington, well, I guess it really is anywhere at this point, but the Jazz Festival is online. So the Jazz Festival is always big here in Wilmington to listen to some great music, but now you can tune in from home. And the Ladybug Festival will also be doing a similar thing June 29th and 30th. Where you can buy a virtual ticket and check in. The Grand, which is also on Market Street, is going to begin offering drive-up concerts. So you can check out more about that. And then the 76ers Fieldhouse, which is also in the riverfront area, is also doing drive-in movies. And Toscana, which is a restaurant in the Trolley Square area, has also dabbled in the drive-in movies. So events are starting to come back in the state, which is nice too, especially as we cover arts and culture. They were gone for 2 months or so, and now we're being able to see, you know, it's either tuning in from Zoom or just staying in the comfort of your car, which is nice.
Yeah, it's excellent. The other one I wanted to add, I forgot all about this. We just discovered this. So there's a movie theater off of Main Street, Newark. It's in next to Newark Natural Foods. It's been there for a while. They just redid it. It's really nice. They are actually running movies. They're running older movies as well as current movies. But we went the other night to see, they had Jurassic Park, which was kind of fun to see the original in the theater. It was $1. So there was almost nobody there. You reserve your seats just as you would any other theater, but they limit where you can sit and they limit how they load the theater. So it was pretty comfortable. We have not gone too many places indoors, but you wear your mask, you go in, and that worked out pretty well, just as a change of pace. So just something to keep in mind if you're looking for something local. I think Raiders of the Lost Ark is there, Jurassic Park is there. I can't remember what else is there, but for $1, it was pretty nice.
Yeah, that's fun.
So any other questions for Meg? I didn't check the chat. Let me just check the chat real quick.
Yeah.
Hiking. Thanks, Liz, for hiking parks. Good. Yeah, outdoor activities would be nice to get back. Okay.
And
all right.
I will put my Twitter handle and Instagram in the chat as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you guys have my social media, because I also share Delaware Today things on there as well. And of course, Delaware Today is all over Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter too.
Perfect. And Meg, we're going to include you in the Slack channel, and that invite should have gone out a little bit ago. So everybody should have an invite to that. Like I said, we'll continue to populate that with more and new things, but we'll certainly invite Meg to join us there as an expert, and she can answer questions as well, and certainly promote things to the channel too, to keep us informed. So it'll be great. Any other questions? All right. Well, the next, Stacy, help me out. Next meeting, next webinar. Sorry. While she's helping me out, this is Stacy's role. She loves this role. So anyway, so the next one is in July. We're going to get you the date in just a second. Let's see. Meg's got her social media stuff there. So July 16th is the next one. And we will get some information out on that. Thanks, Liz, too. We'll get that out and essentially get you signed up. So hope you thought this was fun. I thought this was fun. It was great to get everybody connected. Like I said, please use the Slack channel, talk to each other, help each other. That's what it's there for. And if we can do anything to help you out, please let us know, okay?